Hello Tonys! Another video coming to you from the Highlands of Scotland. This is Lori and Gavin's back at the car. He'll be with me shortly. I'm wearing my hat, my funky hat, in support of unearthed metal detecting because he wore a fantastic orange one on his last dig and he got stick for it. So we're all in solidarity with him and wearing our cool hats. We're at Rosemarkie Beach this morning in the Highlands with members of the Inverness detecting group, and they're already out on the beach out there behind me. You may be able to see them, but we're just getting suited and booted and we'll see you at the first hole. So we've got a signal. It's about a 30, 2 to 1 deep, so we're going to have a dig in a hole and we'll come back to you once we've located it. So we've dug out. It should be out, so we can see what it is. It's still breaking up a bit, but let's go down and have a look and see what we can find in all of this. It's probably going to be a ball cap or something, but you go ahead with the pointer and see what you can see. Okay, straight down there. What is it? What is it? What is it? What's he got? Is that it? A piece of metal? That's it! It's a piece of metal! Hooray! There we go. And we'll keep digging. Okay, so going at a little bit of a different direction, seeing what we can hear. It's not a screamer, but it could be deep. I lost it now. But it could be... There it is. So, don't know what it is. Probably a rusty penny. Let's dig it and we'll come back to you. I put all of Gavin's spoil over there and now he's got the pointer out. Oh. Something's making noise just in there. Oh. Did you move it to the side? No? Okay, that's very odd. Oh. Oh, are you hearing bleeping again? Yeah. It must be very small, whatever it is. No. Let me get the detector on it and pinpoint it again. So I've read about a technique with the Simplex where if you're getting one of these signals that sound quite low and might be deep iron, which is a problem the Simplex finding, then what you can do is you can put the pin pointer directly on your signal, keeping the button held in, pull the detector back towards you, then angle the coil and take the front of the coil towards the signal. You'll hear the tone drop and sound more like iron, is what this forum says. So we've just been having a go of it, and I think it works, but we'll dig the signal afterwards and then we'll confirm it. So I'm going to flip the camera around now and let Gavin demonstrate it for you. Okay, so there's our iffy signal. He's going to pinpoint onto it. Okay, and then he's going to back away from it towards him, keeping the pointer down, and then he's going to come forward with it tipped. And that's the sound we're getting. It sounds like it is dipping in tone. So we'll dig it and we'll let you know what it actually is and what this means. So we've dug it out a bit and it's changed its tone and it's gone from 20s up to 50s now, which is exactly what I was having happen over at Port Mahomet.
Back down to 20 this way.
Back down to 20 that way. So I'll go a little bit deeper in the hole and I'll let you know.
65, 18.
And still as deep?
3.
3.
3, 20, and that's, yeah.
Okay, so that actually is deep iron and that's the sound that it makes and that confirms that. We haven't actually been able to find the iron, but it's probably some pipe coming out from the village on this wall somewhere.
Our continued adventures on Rosemarkie Beach. we've decided to take a step off of the sand for a bit and see what is happening down amongst the rocky bits, the more sort of like shingly sort of part. The sand hasn't been massively productive for us so far, unfortunately. I mean, there's lots of it, as you can see, but once again we're finding this same sort of problem, digging signals which seem to get deeper the more you dig them, and ultimately you end up, you know, just too far down to actually get near anything anyway. So which is the reason why we've moved on to here. And Lori is bashing away at something. We shall investigate. Lori, what have you found?
I don't know, but I was looking at the Southern Searcher the other night and he found this rock that was reacting, so he picked up a brick and bashed it, and it actually turned out to be a penny in the middle of it. And so I've done the same with this, and it just seems to be some sort of square.
Is it lead?
It's not bashing up any more than that. And it's jumping around, it's not really sure what it is. There we go. 75-ish. Oh, now it's in the high 90s. Right there, it's in the high 90s. So it's obviously iron of some sort, but it's kind of odd. So I smashed all the accretions off of it. It was stuck to a rock, so I cleared the rock. And then...
and that's what you were left with.
And the hole was gone, so I thought, all right, I'm going to bash up the rock then and see. So it's heavy. It's really heavy. So...
piece of iron then?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Very heavy. So...
oh, wow. I
it.
guess that just leaves us to keep on keeping on. Right, folks, we'll see you at the next piece of interesting ephemeral metalware. Haha!
The spade.
Yes, and we found something else.
Yes.
But we require the spade, so...
no, it's alright, I can try. This is how I got the other one, so...
was it deep?
No. So, I might be able to just get to it by hand. I do have the fork in my back. Need be. Nope, just there.
Numbers?
87.
Oh.
87.
So right then, viewers, what are you thinking it's going to be? What was it, in the 80s, did you say?
87.
87.
And it said it was fairly shallow. So you got the pointer, Gavin?
That I can actually provide. There you go. Ooh, and we're getting closer. And it's gone. There it is, there.
This?
No,
That?
that.
No?
No?
That's a shell.
Oh, it's a shell. Okay.
Well, that's a piece of wire. And I'm guessing there's probably some more in here. But just in case there's something with the wire, let's move this. Oh, we've got it to the point where it's all upset with me. Now see it turned off again. Sometimes it does that. You're using it and it just starts screaming. It might be that the sensitivity needs to go down a bit and it's pulsing.
So exciting! I hope it's a bottle top. Aha! The elusive piece of metalwork. It's something off a door, you know, like...
Cap. door
Yeah,
catch.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's green, so is that not brass or copper?
Could be copper in that.
Copper.
Let's get it back up again.
All gone.
Oop. Right.
So a strange piece of barbed wire and copper in the same hole. Yep, and that's the buzzy iron sound. And then that was the copper sound that was picking up next to it. So that was quite interesting, that was.
Sorry, this is filming is going to be awful because I'm just stumbling all over the place whilst I'm looking at the what I'm filming.
I've got stabilization stuff. I can fix it.
Can you?
Yeah.
You can use that on me too. Well, something else.
I thought maybe in this rock survey thing, because it gets stuck. 2830, absolutely spot on.
Right, well, let's see what we've got here.
It's not that deep. So.
That's it. You bash that World War II grenade.
Thanks.
That's one way to find it. Boom.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay, this was a tip I learned from one of those southern England chaps. Bash the stuff and it knocks the accretions off. Right, it's copper in there, some sort of water fitting.
Yeah,
it's copper.
Yeah, it looks like a tap kind of
that
thing.
can go into a money bucket.
Mm.
That's what we've been taught. You know, you save these things and then you put them down to the scrappy. It buys you a new coil for your machine. At different circumstances. That's it. All gone. Whatever she was.
Cool. Right. Another sweeping panoramic shot. There's the other guys, eagerly digging their own holes and finding their own lumps of undeterminate metals and bottle tops.
46.
Whoop, there you got more.
Solid 45, 46.
45,
So let's go have a go.
46. I mean, we're not digging up much of obviously much value or worth here, but it's at least a worthwhile exercise, I think, for all of us who, you know, like ourselves, or any of you that are watching are new to metal detecting, and especially metal detecting using the Simplex, just to what sort of numbers it brings up for stuff, so that when you're out there digging around in your local beach, possibly this might just come in useful for yourself as well. But here we go. We have found
copper piping, broken bit of copper piping.
Ah, right, there you go.
So
more plumbing supplies.
yeah, there's obviously something's been dumped. It's all run down here from a bathroom or refit of a house of some sort. So let's maybe move over this way. Maybe there'll be less plumbing this way. More pointed, less plumbing.
Right. I'm going to go and retrieve the spade. There's Laurie. There's a spade. Right. You don't need to see me doing this. Bye. Laurie's picked up a signal in the 60s. She had actually dug this already and just sort of found a bit of rubbish, but turns out that actually wasn't the signal. There's something else. So as she continues to investigate for the hidden signal, we're moving actually into a different location on the beach now. It's the outfall of actually a river, as you can see there, which offers you, different opportunities again, because obviously that water can be bringing stuff from further, upriver and washing it down onto the beach, and hopefully depositing it where we are. So once again, this is like another sort of like an active kind of like hunt site. So your beaches have got all sort of different sort of levels, and different places where they deposit, and different places where things get possibly stripped away, rather than so, there can be bare areas of the beach where really you're not likely to find much, because it's an area where stuff gets taken away rather than stuff gets actually deposited. I mean, this beach is an interesting point of reference, because you've got your sandy bit just up there, which we've been on, and as I said earlier on in one of the videos there, very, very deep sand, deep signals, and then once you get them, it seems to be even deeper once you dig them. So yeah, that's difficult. And then we moved on to this more rocky, kind of pebbly part of the beach, which actually has brought up more, I mean, it's basically scrap metals again, but it has brought up signals. And then this is very much just where it brings you up to date with what Lori was just doing there.
This is why we always wear gloves. It's a bottle cap, but it's still attached to the broken glass.
Ooh.
So always wear your gloves, because that's what I was digging out.
Oh, yeah, with your hands.
But with the puncture gloves, especially gloves. So
yeah.
Find your gloves that are for glass,
yeah,
sharp things,
and
don't just be digging in with your fingers.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson to me as well.
Indeed. So there you go. There's a lesson to you all kids. Don't go digging around in holes where, without protective handwear on. So there you go. So Laurie's now just going to move off of that rocky pebbly bit and move on to this bit by the river outfall. So we'll keep you up to date on all of the extraordinary finds we get from this location. Ta-ta! Well folks, it's time for the next instalment from our Tales by the Riverbank. And as you can see, Lori is right in the water now, and she's not been having massive success. Found a couple of chunks of iron. Lots of iron around here. Unfortunately not Iron Age iron, just junk iron from modern day times. But it does show that there is things being forced down the river by the water, just not anything of any particular value at this point in time. But that's part and parcel of this hobby. Ultimately, is you just got to dig the signals. There you go. And as if by magic, she's going to start digging, because she has a signal. Can she dig it? Yes, she can. I was hoping for a bit of a call and response thing there. It's like I'm talking to myself. It's like I'm some mad fool stood by the side of the beach and just talking to my phone like some loon bucket. There you go. It's more junk, folks. Here you go. Look at her swag. Look at that. To go with more swag.
Swag, indeed. You do that in the hospital.
Huh? I can certainly do that for you.
See how nice it is to have a simplex that you can just leave in the water and it's absolutely fine.
Yep, folks. We have been testing the waterproofedness of the Nokta Makro Simplex metal detector. And one of the great things about it is, as you can see, look at all that water all around it. There it is there. And I don't know, you probably can't see whether it's still working or not.
It's still working.
Let's see. Look,
Even
look.
it finds more iron just there.
There you go. Oh, there you go. So,
Yep.
Stay tuned for more unpleasant and shaky camera angles. Let's keep on. Further adventures by the riverbank, or actually in the river, in Lori's case. Messing about by the river, or in the river. What signal are you getting? 50s, right. Damn it! And what's any YouTube video without some kind of artistic, slowly panning shot from a bridge? Exactly. Just wouldn't be right, would it, without one? The splendour that is Rosemarkie and its beach. And we're looking across the water to Fort George. That Georgian bastion, that Georgian castle type, fort type creation that was created, in fact, to keep the Jacobites down after the 1745 rebellion. I might have my actually dates wrong with that. I can't remember. It definitely doesn't sort of predate it. It comes sort of afterwards. But it's, as you can see, a beautiful day. Keep on.
Hello, Tony's just back from 4 solid hours out at Rosemarkie Beach, seeing what we can find, which, to be honest, wasn't a whole lot. We found some Victorian house fitments, things that go on walls, and kind of interesting, and I'll put the pictures up at the end of the video. And we found quite a lot of copper plumbing items that will go in the copper bucket and will be worth money, I guess, once we've saved enough of them up. Tent peg and the foil lid that goes inside of a milk jug, and a Tunnocks tea cake wrapper. Wow. A couple of the Inverness detecting folks were out with us, and one of them got 30p with their simplex, and lots of bits of lead, probably from the fishing industry there at Rosemarkie, and they were just bits of molten lead runoff from making the fishing weights. And the other lady, her star find was a fossil rock that she found. So we did learn some things today, and we were getting quite a lot of this Highland thing with this absolutely banging 17 to 19 signal at 2 bars down, and then you dig it, you take a couple of spade, levels out, maybe take 6 inches out the hole, and scan it again, and then suddenly it's, it's still 17 to 19, but it's saying it's 4 bars down now. I said, okay, I'll take a little bit more out, and then you take a bit more out, and then it starts reading up at 60 and 4 bars down, and then it's either that cast iron really deep down or a hot rock. I'm not sure which, but I learned a trick from the Simplex forum to try and identify those, and we've got that. You'll have seen that in the video, and hopefully that will stop future videos from having too many of these things. So stay tuned and we'll give you the photo montage of all the wonderful things we found today at Rosemarkie Beach. Thanks for tuning in, and we really appreciate you sharing our journey with us. Bye for now.